हाय एवरीवन, माय नेम इज़ कुशल एंड मैं सॉफ्टवेयर इंजीनियर एट माइक्रोसॉफ्ट। बिल्कुल टाइम वेस्ट नहीं करूंगा क्योंकि इस वीडियो में इतनी चीज़ें जानने को मिलेगी ना, आपका दिमाग खराब हो जाएगा। तो फटाफट जाओ वीडियो देखो। हाय निकिता, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल लेट्स स्टार्ट विद अ क्विक इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ योर्स सो दैट पीपल वुड नो दैट हु आर यू एंड व्हाट थिंग्स यू आर डूइंग in your career and apart from your career.
Sure. Thanks a lot. First of all, Kushal, for having me on your channel and for giving me this opportunity. Hi, everyone. This is Nikita, currently working as a senior tech recruiter in a big tech company, and also have worked in FAANG plus companies. My experience has been a little bit zigzag. Like I started as a developer, then I moved into data analytics, and almost 3 years back, I worked or started moving my career into recruiter. And now I am a technical recruiter. So that is my journey. And on top of it, 2 years back, I started my own startup as well, FAANG Path. I think a lot of people may be aware of it, and a lot of people may be following me on LinkedIn and know that we do help job seekers on day-to-day basis with the help of FAANG Plus mentors. So this has been my career journey. I am happy to share tips and tricks, and because I have been on both sides of the table, like being a job seeker as well and also now a hiring manager or recruiter, I have a lot of experience in terms of understanding the whole recruitment cycle, what helps, what don't help, and where actually I've seen candidates getting rejected. So more than happy to share some tips and tricks, and I hope it helps everyone.
Great. This is quite a journey from a developer role to a recruiter role. So I wish people who are watching this video will get some amazing insight out of it. So let's get to our first question, which is the most common question students ask me or would have asked the recruiters as well would be how the resume shortlisting actually works. What things go behind the stage when they
Sure.
submit their resume to an opening.
Yeah. So if you're submitting your resume through career website for any company, I think obviously the first thing is there's a software which is called applicant tracking system, which is there. Obviously, it's not that you're going to get rejected completely through ATS, but on the same hand, there are some mandatory questions. For example, if I'm hiring in US, are you based in US? So if you are not based in US, so if you click no, the answer is no. If you're not, then obviously the chances, if that is made as a mandatory question in the ATS software, then your resume will get auto generated rejection, and or it will go into a rejection pile in the ATS, and there all the people who are not in that particular location, that won't be there, because that is like one of the mandatory parts of the application which you are like filling or you're going through. Then obviously after that, recruiter will have access to all the resumes which are being uploaded and applied and submitted. They will go through each and every resume and each and every profile, and based on the job description, within few seconds or minutes, if your resume is matching, it will go to the next step, which is of technical phone screening. And if you clear the technical phone screening, then obviously you will go to a virtual onsite. This is like a typical hiring process for a big tech company. Yeah. If you're going for startups or companies which are mid-level, they might not have that many of interview rounds, but obviously the chances are that generally I've seen companies trying to portray the same kind of process, which are big tech companies following. So that is like the standard process. In the whole process, sometimes we do share, like if you're coming through referral, because a lot of people candidates come through referral as well. So in that scenario, your chances of getting through the recruiter's eyes or hiring manager's eyes are comparatively more. I'm not saying that you will 110% going to get an interview call and eventually a job offer. Referral is going to just give you a bump, and that is going to like lift your profile a little bit more internally, because there's a place where it will show that this particular resume profile came through a referral. Like there's a section and it shows there. So then we give a little bit leverage that someone has referred, whether internally or a recruiter has referred, and it kind of process a little bit faster. So that is an advantage. So that is the thing, that if you take a referral from someone who's working internally, the chances of you getting are comparatively higher, but it's not sure. So don't assume. And after this video, just feel free to connect with me, but just don't keep on messaging me that Nikita, give us a referral. I am more than happy to help, but on the same hand, just think about it that before you reach out to a recruiter or a hiring manager for a referral, is your resume updated? Is your LinkedIn profile updated? Are you prepared for interviews? Because if you're randomly reaching out, your profile is not updated, you have not worked on it, your resume is just like not updated, matching to the role. And the third thing is like, because I do get a lot of messages like hi, hello, hi Nikki, even people do send hello sir, like very random messages. they don't even know the roles. So I
Okay.
am like, I mean, I'm just working as one of the employees in the company. I don't have access to all the roles open, right? I'm just hiring for a specific role. So don't reach out and tell me to find you a role. I mean, that's also people have done. Can you help me find a role? I mean, that's not what I'm working. So go to
Exactly.
the website, search for it, do your due diligence, and
Yeah.
then reach out to me telling me, this is the role, this is the resume. Can you help me? I think that is like a better way to get a referral.
Makes sense completely. Due diligence and dive deep into whatever you are trying to be or trying to get is very important, so that the other person don't have to do that. Obviously, why would the other person do the task which you have to do ideally, right? आपको पता है अमेजोन हर साल 2000 से ज़्यादा लोगों को हायर करता है, और फिर भी आप टेस्लिंग का ही वेट कर रहे हो. वेट बिल्कुल ख़त्म कर दो, बिकॉज जीएफजी आपके लेकर आ गया है. जीएफजी हैज़ पार्टनर्ड विद अमेजोन फॉर अ हायरिंग चैलेंज. जी हाँ, जॉबथॉन का एक्सटेंडेड वर्जन हो रहा है गीक फॉर गीक्स के ऊपर, जिसमें अमेजोन हायर कर रहा है अपनी एलेक्सा टीम के लिए. हायरिंग चैलेंज का पैटर्न बहुत ही सिंपल है. 3 डीएसए प्रॉब्लम्स होगी, 10 एमसीक्यू क्वेश्चंस होंगे, और ये जो चैलेंज है ये हो रहा है 5 अगस्त को. टाइमिंग रहेगी 8 बजे से लेकर 10:30, नहीं 8 बजे से लेकर 10 बजे तक की 2 घंटे का टेस्ट. SD1 SD SDT SD1 SD2 के लिए ये हायरिंग चैलेंज हो रहा है. कौन कौन अप्लाई कर सकता है? 2021 बैच वाले या 2020 2019 22 बैच वाले भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. इस जितने भी स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो सब अप्लाई कर सकते हैं. अगर आपका 6 मंथ का एक्सपीरियंस है, देन यू आर एलिजिबल टू अप्लाई फॉर दिस चैलेंज, और आपको अमेजिंग सी अपॉर्चुनिटीज़ अमेजोन के अंदर मिल सकती है. तो वेट मत करो, चैलेंज पे रजिस्टर करना इस वीडियो को देखने के बाद. चलो, सो मूविंग ऑन टू आवर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इवन आफ्टर गेटिंग the resume shortlisted, students get the online assessment link. So many of the time students get the test completely done, like they do all the questions and sometimes solve all the questions optimally as well. Then too, they didn't get any further update regarding the hiring process. They sometimes they are ghosted, or they do not get any update for the next steps for the hiring. So what could be the reasons for that?
Yeah, so obviously the first and most important reason that you might have not cleared the test, right? I mean, the online test, the link which you're saying, the chances are pretty much. So I can say around 60-70% of the times the candidate have not cleared. And I'm not saying that it's the right thing to ghost, because I am like completely against it, and I've written multiple posts on my LinkedIn as well that ghosting need to be stopped. So when a candidate is not clearing the test, the recruiter or the hiring manager should send a rejection email saying that, hey, you have not cleared the test, and we are not proceeding with your application. So max just wait for 2 weeks, not more than that, because the chances are pretty high that if you're not getting anything in return, or any email, any call, any message, you are not going ahead with the process. So don't wait more, because it's going to waste your time thinking that. The other thing is maybe the role closed internally. Someone internally filled the role, or they hired someone, because for one role there are multiple candidates going on at different stages, right? So let's say you start a process and the test came in today, you completed by the end of the week. By the end of the week, they already had one candidate finalized. So the chances are that they have already filled the role, they already found their candidate, and they don't want to proceed even though you have cleared the test. So that is also one of the things that you have cleared, but on the other hand, because the role is closed, so they don't have any other further roles to fill with your application. The third thing is that maybe the chances are that, I mean, that is very sleek chance, but they forgot to check, because obviously internally the system is there, and a lot of times manually when you're checking, there are multiple candidates applying for the same role, right? So they forgot, or they could not check the test, and because of which it got expired, or they were not able to do that. You have cleared the test as well. So very less chance, but I'm saying that can also be one of the scenarios. But don't every time assume that the only reason is that you have not cleared the test, because as I said, obviously it can be one of the reasons, but not the only reason for you to not getting anything.
Got it. Okay, but so earlier you mentioned the importance of referrals, right? Students have this doubt whether they should take a referral from an experienced candidate or a fresher candidate or an intern. Does the experience level of an employee matters when it comes to referral?
Yeah, so it does matter. I'm not going to deny that it won't matter, but it depends from person to person as well. So let's say you are taking a referral from a new grad software engineer, and then you're taking a referral from an SDM, software development manager. But software development manager is not pushing your application. They just added in the system saying that it's a referral. Whereas a new grad person is taking an extra step and extra effort, going ahead and pinging the hiring manager, recruiter, or whoever is the hiring team, and they're like, oh, this person's profile came in, do you want to proceed? And they're putting good efforts and they're putting good words as well, that okay, Kushal is great in Java, so you should consider Kushal has this. And when you put two words in front of the hiring team, the chances obviously are higher because you're pushing the application, right? Whereas obviously, if the SDM is the hiring manager or they are directly hiring, then obviously the chances of you getting an interview call are comparatively higher. So I would suggest try to reach out to the people who are at higher level or something, but they should not just like give like just a referral, right? They should just put two words or just a sentence also saying that why, because randomly giving a referral, as I said, it can boost, but obviously it's also about putting an extra effort, that how much people are really into this candidate and they know and they really want this candidate to get selected, right? So that is something, a difference in the referrals.
Exactly. Great. So recently the trend of getting hired or getting a job from LinkedIn has boosted a lot because, because of COVID also, the population using LinkedIn has been, exponentially grown. So how do recruiters reach out on LinkedIn? What do they see in the LinkedIn profile, and how can students optimize their profile so that they get noticed?
Yep. So we do use LinkedIn Recruiter. Like I use LinkedIn Recruiter from like morning to evening, my job, to find the job seekers and candidates. So we use different, so there are different parameters in LinkedIn Recruiter which we can select to find a candidate. One of them parameters is open to work. And even I think few weeks back, there was a post which got viral around open to work, that it should not be added. I don't agree with that, because if you add open to work, you can click on it as a recruiter and it will show you all the profiles which are open to work. So then in that scenario, you can see these profiles and then you can add the title, let's say software engineer, backend engineer, and then it will show all the backend engineers who are in United States who are open to work. And then it's easier for me as a recruiter to reach out to these people, because these people have very clearly written in their profile that we are looking for a new job. So make sure that you add that. Obviously, there are multiple factors that skills should be there in your header. Like, I don't know if people know this, what is header? It's there below your profile photo, header. So don't add things like open to new work. I mean, because there's a separate section in your LinkedIn profile, open to work, that you can add. But in header, don't waste space looking for new opportunities, actively looking for a new job, recently graduated, studying in this university. I think these are not keywords. As a recruiter, I'm not going to use these keywords. And I've repeatedly said that don't waste your space. Think about LinkedIn as a bigger version of your resume. So whatever you are writing in your resume, make sure that that replicated version should be there in your LinkedIn profile. They should match. That's the first important thing. The second thing is, because resume, you can't write like 6-7 pointers or like multiple things, right? Whereas in LinkedIn, because it has more space, you can write like 6-7 points and you can explain in detail. And in resume, you can add the clickable link of your LinkedIn profile, so people can click on it, and if they need more information, they can get from your LinkedIn profile. So I think that is the difference. But make sure that from top to bottom, like you have different sections, you can click on each and every section of LinkedIn profile and sit on it for days and days. I'm not going to say for minutes or hours. Just sit on it for each and every section, days and days, and think about it. Like, what is unique about my profile? Because let's say you and me both are recruiters and we're just writing everything same. How, like, if I'm getting someone or hiring manager landing on your profile and my profile, they will be like, it's same. They're not differentiated in any way. So how should we attract, like, how my profile will be better with your profile? And the reason, the only difference is, if I update each and every section, I add all the keywords. Keywords why I'm focusing on, because as a recruiter, when I search or use LinkedIn Recruiter, there's an SEO for every, like, I think people don't understand this. So if your profile is not popping up in the SEO search engine of recruiters, then you're not going to get any inbox messages. Please don't tell me that I'm not getting in, and the reason is because your profile is not updated. You're not working on it and it don't have the keywords. So that is one of the things.
Great. I mean, so many amazing points. So moving on to our next question, which is, for example, if I get multiple offers, how can I negotiate with the recruiter to get the higher band salary for that particular role?
Okay, so I think definitely you have a leverage because you have multiple offers and you can go back and tell the recruiter that I do have multiple. I mean, I think the one of the things which I've seen really help in salary negotiation is transparency. Please make sure that you are transparent on each and every. I mean, it goes hand in hand with on the other side as well. And I have said it multiple times that recruiters and hiring managers also need to be transparent. So transparency goes hand in hand in both sides. The candidates need to make the recruiter aware that I do have these offers and these are the, I'm not going to say that tell them exact ranges or exact numbers. So let's say you got an offer of 80 lakhs in one company, you got an offer of 1 crore in another company or 90 lakhs in one company. So now you have to see, first of all, which company you want to go in, because obviously you can't work in 3 companies, you have to choose one. So now you have to decide whether you want to go for 80, 1 or 90, right? So even if you're choosing and wanted willingly to go for 80, you wanted the offer from 80 to go to 1, right? I think that is like the normal maths everyone wants. So now you have to tell the recruiter, go back and see, first of all, the first conversation which every candidate have, don't tell them any numbers on the first call. I have seen this is a repeated problem even when I talk to job seekers. They tell me the numbers and I'm like, why you're telling me the number? Because when you're telling the number on the first call, it's documented. And when you document the numbers, then it becomes really difficult for you because you have already said a number which is already documented and team will going to use that number later in the salary negotiation. So don't do that. If you don't know, if you don't have the knowledge, take some time, tell the recruiter that I want to take some time. First of all, push to them, right? Recruiters generally do know the ranges. If they don't know, you can tell them that maybe you can just tell us the base salary or you can just tell us the range, and at least that range will help you to decide whether you want to at least proceed with the interview round or not. Because a lot of times it happens that I've seen that candidates do go through the whole process and then they realize the salary is lower than what they're expecting, even their current salary. But now because they have wasted their time, it's more like, I don't want to take the offer because it's much lower, right? So don't do that. Think about it that in the first call, you are more clear about it, that this is what you're looking. And if you're not having the experience or knowledge about it, go and check out websites like levels.fii, payskill.com, Comparily. There are multiple websites. Don't believe on one data point. Again, that is one of the problems I've seen, that people just think that Glassdoor will solve all our problems. I don't agree with that. Talk to multiple people, check out multiple websites, take the data points from every website and then combine them and then go ahead and be like, okay, this is the range I'm expecting, not the exact number, again, range. This is the range I'm expecting for my next role. Will you be able to meet? Will your budget be able to meet the expectation what I am having? If the answer is yes, go ahead, go through the process, get an offer. And when you get the offer, even if you think now I can negotiate, then you go back and be like, think about it, whether my negotiation will work on base salary, will work on stocks, will work on bonus. I think in India, we don't have stocks much. So think about bonus as well as the base salary. Whether I will go ahead and ask for more bonus or whether I should ask for more base salary so that I can reach this 1 crore thing from 80 to 1. So that is the mathematics that you have to do behind and do it in a better way, right? Don't become rude to the recruiters. I think that's not going to help you. Don't have knowledge as well, because that's not going to help you. And make sure that you have enough data points to put your case forward, because if you don't have data points, then obviously recruiter be like, no, this is what we can offer, this is the best, and take it or don't take it.
Got it. My next question is, many a times recruiters mentions your resume is not getting shortlisted because your resume is not aligned with the job description. How someone can modify the resume, or what things one should keep in mind while applying?
So I think the first and important thing which I tell everyone, like when I talk to the candidates, don't, like, even last week I was talking to one of my relatives, like a distant relative, and he was telling me that I am targeting product manager role as well as software engineering role with one resume. And I was like, how can you do that, right? I mean, that was my first reaction, though I know him personally because he's my relative. But my first reaction was like, how and why you're doing it? Like, why you want to target both the roles? Why you want to target product manager as well as software engineer? So make sure that when you're doing it, you have multiple versions of the resume. One resume which is just having product manager like keywords and just focus on product management, like your projects are there, your experience are there, internship, whatever, it just focus on PM side. One resume just on software engineering. Don't apply with one resume on different multiple job, because it's not going to help, and one resume can't have everything, and it's going to confuse the recruiters. The second thing is, when you're applying for same roles, like for example software engineering roles, when you go through the job description again and again, I'm just repeating again and again, because reading once you won't understand the keywords, and there's no magic that it will just come and be like, okay, these are the keywords, right? When you go through it again and again, you will understand that these are the words, common words, which are repeatedly coming, and then you have to use them, because these are the keywords which need to be there. For example, I'm just saying a random example, 3 years of Java experience, right? 3 years of JavaScript experience in a front-end experience, right? If you're targeting a front-end role, and the role really requires 3 years of experience on React or JavaScript, and you don't have it, then obviously the chances of you getting an interview call when you don't have it are comparatively very lesser. So make sure that you go through it again and again, read through it each and every line, and then work on your profile based on your internship, project section, experience section, education section, personal projects are there, academics, like a lot of things are there. I mean, I don't think so that we can cover each and everything, but make sure that it aligns at least 70 to 80% with the roles you are targeting.
Makes sense. So last two questions. One is, what is the best way to apply to international opportunities, or maybe, domestic opportunities as well? What is the ideal way to do that? And how to reach out to recruiters on LinkedIn, maybe a template of a message kind of.
Sure.
And whom to reach out? Maybe the person who is actually working as a software engineer, or the recruiter directly. Like which one can get me better, more opportunities, right?
Yeah, so I can quickly answer the second question first. I think it will take less time. So this answer is like I'm not going to say, because obviously I'm a recruiter, that don't reach to recruiters. Obviously that's not, but on the same hand, the chances of recruiters replying back are comparatively lesser. I'm going to deny that fact, and the reason is because I get overwhelmed with the messages, and I always, like, from yesterday till today, I've got 50 plus messages or requests already, where I don't be like, obviously I know that they're reaching out because they're looking for a job, but on the same hand, it becomes very difficult because, as I said, the way they reach out is very random. Like when very random messages, hi, hello, even nothing. Like when they send a request, there's one more thing which I don't know if everyone knows, that so that is there, that I can only accept 30K requests, right? And I am almost close to it, right? So if I'm getting almost 100 requests on day-to-day basis, I can't accept more because it's going to pass my limit. So I have to be a little bit careful about whose request I'm accepting, whose request I'm not accepting. So make sure when you reach out to someone, you send like a small note, because there's an option for small note. And even if you're copy pasting, obviously people do tell me this thing that we can't make a unique statement for everyone. That's completely fine, copy paste it. But I have even got messages like, hello sir, like I just said. So then at least change the gender. Even I've got messages like, hello Kushal, and my reaction was like, my name is not, like, and that is like really reality, right? And even I've messaged back to the candidate and I have corrected them, and I'm like, hey, my name is not this, right? My name is so that's where I think that people are copy pasting. That's fine, you can do that, but just be a little bit careful, because then you're missing one opportunity. Obviously I won't reply. I mean, even if I reply, I won't give you a referral. I'm like this. I will just laugh off and I will just move on. So just don't miss that opportunity. Just be a little bit more careful. And I agree that people are really, really looking for a job. They really want a job, but just do the networking in the right way, because in the end, it's going to build a strong network for you. So reach out to the hiring managers and people who are working, and reach out in the right way, telling that, hey, this is the role. First of all, go through their profile, take few seconds. People don't even do that, right? I have written very clearly on my profile that I'm hiring for this role, right? Very clearly everywhere. Then also people reach out and tell me, can you hire me for a data scientist role? Can you hire me for a product manager role? And my reaction is like, hey, have you seen my profile? Have you gone through it? And if you're not taking few seconds also to go through my profile and just look at it, then why should I just like even bother to reply back? Or why should I just give you a referral, right? Or help you out? So make sure that you do that. So the person, like, let's say I'm hiring for a software engineering role and you are looking for a product management role and it's not matching roles, right? So in that scenario, go to the website of the company where the person is working, go to the career page, because every company has a career page, and check out the roles by yourself. Don't reach out and be like, just help me find a product management role. Just give me a referral. Are a referral for what, right? I mean, my reaction is like, for what? Like, just give me a job description link or a job ID, send me your resume, work on your LinkedIn profile. Like, if you're just randomly doing it, I feel that like it's wasting your time, my time, and it's not resulting in anything. So don't do that. The other thing is, if you want a template kind of a thing in detail, how it should look like, because obviously I have multiple messages which are good messages as well. So if you check out FAANG, there's a blogs on our website, and we have written blogs in very detail, right? We have even written like how to update your LinkedIn profile, how to do the networking. So in one of the networking blogs on our website, we have given template screenshots, like very good template screenshots. If you want, you can use them. Don't copy paste because they were from somewhere else or someone else sent them. Use them as a reference and then work on it. And then obviously just use your own template and then start.
Amazing. I mean, and all the links, you'll find all the links, whomsoever is watching, you'll find all the links in the description. Make sure to check all of those because they are going to help. It was an amazing conversation. I got to know so many things and I was not aware of those. And I'm brutally honest here. I was not aware of all those things, and probably all those students who are going to watch this is going to help. Make sure you share this video with your friends, with people who are applying to jobs, and make sure to connect with Nikita as well. And don't spam her, obviously. Connect with her with the add to note so that even without accepting your request, she can reply if she is interested. Okay. So yeah, that's all. Thanks a lot, Nikita, for your time. I really appreciate that.
No, thanks a lot again. And I hope it helps again, everyone. And if anyone still needs anything or any question, feel free to reach out. Thank you.